What's up everyone and welcome to a short video, just me talking about my channel and where I'm going from here really. I've had a bunch of people asking where the rebuild videos have gone since I only did 2 and then stopped. And well, the answer is update 26 happened. As you've seen from the first couple of videos, the builds are super highly synergistic and rely on every single tool in our arsenal. From the frame build to arcanes to operators and obviously to melee. Melee is a huge part of those first 2 videos, whether it's abusing stealth melee multipliers with the Redeemer in the Ash video, or the stat stick in the Atlas video, or Savage Silence finishes in the Banshee footage in the background now. Melee plays a huge part in the builds. I knew Melee 3.0 was coming at some stage, and I knew I was taking a risk starting the series when I did, because the way my builds are right now and sort of how Melee 3.0 is going to end up changing things. However, I felt that we'd sort of not really heard anything concrete about it for a while, so I might actually be safe to start, and then I'll just redo the videos that became outdated with Melee 3.0. I didn't anticipate that it would basically come out of nowhere 2 episodes in, which is a bit of a shame. I was actually getting into that series and was starting to really get back into Warframe again. Talking honestly with you, my content had kind of stagnated a bit. I was really feeling that these min-max builds didn't really have a place in the game anymore, since the lack of actually difficult content meant that these kind of builds, and thus my actual entire content, were essentially irrelevant. And let's not even talk about weapon builds, because let's be real, you could take a look at a weapon build from like 3 years ago and nothing has really changed. The lack of any real mod space on your weapons means that realistically, your builds are almost built for you. The only place in Warframe where I find builds are relevant are actually Warframes. The frames themselves, new mods, new arcanes, new auras, this is where the real build diversity comes from, and I'm going to focus more on that than weapons. So moving forwards, frame builds are going to be more my focus than, like I say, the weapons. I'm going to take a look at new weapons when they come out, don't get me wrong, but unless something major happens when it goes to, or when it comes to actually modding primaries and secondaries, I'm unlikely to go back and redo new builds on them, because almost every time it's going to be the same build as I had a couple of years ago. So for upcoming content on my channel, we have the restart of Rebuild, since Atlas and Ash are likely to require redoing since Melee hits them pretty hard. But what else? We're going to be doing a lot with Melee 3.0, testing builds, testing combinations, trying to figure out where we stand when it comes to modding our melee weapons. I've not done a preview video based on the workshop yet, because it wasn't really worth it. We have no numbers on the condition overload changes, the wording of Blood Rush made it sound like it's going to function very differently to the way it used to, and stances are such a huge part of things that we just don't really have all the information needed to actually make a judgment yet. So I was waiting for it to come out and was actually hoping it was going to be this week. In fact, I was going to hope it was actually going to be last night or tonight. However, it's not this week at all, which is actually the reason for this video. I didn't want my channel to be completely dead, completely blank and silent for 2 weeks. So when Melee 3.0 comes out, I will be live streaming all my testing. If you don't follow me, head over to twitch.tv/headshot. You can find a link in the description below and on screen now. We'll be doing it all live. We'll be figuring things out, melee combos, new mechanics, that sort of thing. And you can make suggestions of things I should be testing, and just make a whole bunch of suggestions. It's naturally a massive change to the system, and I want to make sure I test it thoroughly before making a video on it. Once Melee's out though, I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of videos. Firstly, on the best sort of general way to mod weapon types. It's unlikely core modding is going to be more different than mod a certain way if it's crit with low status, crit with high status, or no crit but high status. Much like it is now. But it's likely that those core mods might change, so I'll be updating those sort of core builds. I'm also going to take a look at the stances per weapon class, figuring out which feels the best to use, as well as which ends up being statistically the best. We don't know whether we're going to keep enforced procs, or multi-hits, or anything really about the new stances, so a lot of testing needs to be done before I can figure all of that out. Once that's done, I can focus on Kuvaliches, optimizing hunting those, figuring out if there's a pattern to the Parazon combos that you need to take them down, as well as figuring out how the changes to finishers affect certain frames, for example, like Ash or Banshee. So I do have a lot of ideas for content in the short and long term as well. But obviously, if you've got any suggestions, feel free to make those in the comments below. I appreciate all of you that have stuck with me through this last, well, year, probably year and a half. I know my content has been all over the place, kind of just like my private life, really. I've been dealing with some stuff, and honestly, this last couple of months, I've started to accept some things about myself, and that's given me some sort of clarity, I guess. That, and I guess the meds are starting to work. Now I'm just ready to settle back in again and start making content regularly, and hopefully stuff that not only I'm proud of, but that you enjoy as well. Anyway, I think I've rambled on long enough for now. Hopefully I'm going to see you on Twitch for that huge testing session when Update 26 comes out. If not, I'll see you on the YouTube for videos once I've got things figured out. Hope you will have a wonderful day, and I shall catch you in the next video.